It's terrifying. I sit bolt upright in bed some nights and I go, what the hell have I done? Look, I would be lying to you if I said that I was completely convinced of this at every step of the way. The one thing I can tell you for sure is I have no regret about making the move. My concerns are based around two things: timing and critical mass. The timing of this, I think, we may be premature by perhaps a year or two. I don't know. I think it takes 6 months for anything to settle into its usual rhythm. And I think it takes 6 months to start showing that you're growing an audience. That's why I'm, again, reticent to show any figures. And also to sell to clients. Because we don't know how to package this. Put out a rate card now, and it could sink you. You have to be careful, and you must be very, very cautious about promising anything when you're not entirely sure of how it's going to look 6 months from now. If the audience warm up to this, which I believe they will, and it eventually will become the place that you go for live content or for recorded content, whether it's on time shift or on podcast or whatever else it may be. That content is still valuable on any medium. And you know they call them media because they're neither rare nor well done. Kind of like a steak. But the content is, it doesn't matter what you serve it up on. The internet is just the most sensible way to serve it up because that is where smart people are going. And that is where the future is. And that's where we get everything already if we're smart enough to know to get it. And that refers to your question about the bottom of the pyramid too. I think if you're prepared to settle for patronizing and dull and predictable content, you kind of deserve it. And I'm not really interested. Then you're not my target market. That I can say for sure. But everybody else is. And thank you for saying what you said. I'm an esteemed company. These are precisely the ears that I would rather be talking to and the mouths that I'd rather hear from than anyone else. Particularly, a lot of people, as I said earlier, the two things are critical mass and timing. But the other challenge, and I referred to this right at the beginning, is an educational one. To show people it's not actually hard. That you use your cell phone to listen to us. Which is better than in the car where you have to tune in frequency modulation that fucking Hitler used in World War II for propaganda. Is this a medium we should be proud to use? Goebbels. You know what I mean? I'm being sarcastic. I did say I loved radio. And I will say this, I've been looking at this in terms of the historical context because the most boring and nerdy and geeky part of myself is a history student. I studied history at university, it's what I love. And I like to look at things in context. There was a time where AM radio was a very viable and busy and interesting and exciting proposition. AM radio, with its crackle and its horrendous delivery, was actually a music platform once. And my business partner, Irina Brumberg, and Stan Katz and John Burks at that point and Chris Gibbons decided they needed to turn this into talk because they couldn't compete with the FM music stations anymore. And they did, and everybody said they were insane. It took them 6 months to settle into their groove. They became a force to be reckoned with and the basis for a very successful, very clever, very powerful media company that is Prime Media today. It takes these risks sometimes to... It's part of the evolution of the media business. I think AM at the moment is not really a proposition. I certainly hope that FM radio will, and it will carry on without my say-so, believe me. FM radio's got many legs and it will carry on living for a long time. So there were a few tweets this afternoon, and I think I might have retweeted one from Microsoft that said, the demise of radio. I don't believe that'll happen. I think that there's always going to be a place for it. But what we're offering is, it's a world of other options.